7/17/2024. We are doing Taigong's 6 secret teachings. We're in chapter 5, Leopard secret teaching, bird and cloud formation in the mountains. King Wu asked Taigong, when leading our troops deep into enemy territory, we encounter high mountains, giant rocks, and tall peaks. There are no trees or grass. We are surrounded on 4 sides. Our enemy is fearful. Our soldiers are confused and fearful. I would like the defense to be solid and the assault to be victorious. What should I do? Taigong said, if the army is deployed on a mountain top, it is easily besieged by the enemy. When the troops are stationed at the foot of a mountain, they are prone to capture. If you are fighting in mountains, you should apply the bird and cloud formation, which means guarding the south and north of the mountains. If the army sets up camp at the south of the mountain, they should guard the north and vice versa. If the army sets up camp on the west side of the mountain, they should guard the east side and vice versa. Guard every pass the enemy can climb. Use chariots to cut off main routes and valleys. Set up flags for communication. Discipline the 3 armies and await the enemy. Do not let them know your situation. This is how you turn a mountain into a walled city. Plan the troops' formation, line up the soldiers, give the orders, confirm the tactics, deploy into assault formation, and station your army in high places. Then deploy your chariots and cavalry into the bird and cloud formation. When the enemy approaches, your troops will fight fiercely. Though they are numerous, they will be defeated. Their general will be captured. Bird and cloud formation in Marshes. King Wu asked Taigong, after leading the troops deep into enemy territory, we are confronted by the enemy across the river. Their supplies are plentiful and they are numerous. We lack supplies and have few soldiers. I would like to cross the river to attack, but I lack the power. I would like to wait, but lack food. We are positioned in barren and salty ground without cities or vegetation nearby. Our troops cannot plunder supplies. The cattle and horses have nothing to feed on. What should I do? Taigong said, when your troops have no supplies, cattle and horses have no feed, and your soldiers have no food, you should seek opportunities to deceive the enemy and retreat. Set up ambushes in the rear to stop them from chasing you. King Wu asked, suppose they are not deceived. Our officers and soldiers are confused and fearful. Our army is defeated and fleeing. What should we do? Taigong said, in this case, use treasures such as gold and silver to entice the enemy. At the same time, bribe the enemy's emissaries. The job should be done discreetly. Do not let the enemy notice. King Wu asked, the enemy knows that we have ambushes. Our main force is not willing to cross the river. Instead, they send a smaller force to attack. Our army is shaken. What should we do? Taigong said, in this case, deploy your troops into assault formation in an advantageous position. After they have crossed, strike at their rear with the ambushing force and use crossbows to shoot their flanks. Deploy your chariots and cavalry into the bird and cloud formation. Guard the front and back and fight fiercely. Realizing that their small forces engaged in battle with you, the enemy's main force will cross the river to support them. Command your ambushing soldiers to savage the enemy's rear. Send your chariots and cavalry to attack both flanks of the enemy. Though they are numerous, they will be defeated. Their general will flee. When it comes to the basic principle of military maneuver, deploy troops into the assault formation. Station them in an advantageous position, and divide the chariots and cavalry into bird and cloud formation. The term bird and cloud comes from the soldiers dispersing like birds and unifying like clouds, which is flexible and endless. King Wu said, brilliant. I love how bird and cloud is like finally disclosed. It's like being like a bird and being able to form and unify, being flexible and endless. I do like this situation though that he talks about. He's like, if we're in a really bad position, what should we do? Short of bribery, and this is survival. So if you have to give up your possessions to survive, that's kind of one of the tactics that's highlighted. But tricking the enemy and being able to retreat is the tactic that is put forth here. And it should just be reconsidered that, retreating to live to fight another day is not a shameful tactic. We don't have to die in battle in order to be brave, right? Because the bravest choice is to stay alive and to keep fighting for what you believe.